Hey, so it is Sunday. This is my vlog, walking out on the beach in the morning. I thought this is pretty cool, so I grabbed it. There's a lot of olive shells out here, a lot of tourists out here. I think it's because it's their first day and they just want to get out on the beach. You know, a lot of people come in Saturday night, I guess. Saturday evening is normally a big day for getting out and getting in. I was talking to a few of them already. But last night I made another video, and I'm glad I didn't post it because I've become too reactionary, and I need to control it because every time I think the world can't get any worse or crazier, it does, and it shouldn't shock me at this point. I guess it's just my brain is like, well, back in my day, that kind of thing, and I just can't understand how the world. I can. Okay, so here's the thing. We're all three-part beings, at least the ones of us who are alive and awake. So my spirit understands because Jesus warned us. He told us the last days are going to be like Sodom and Gomorrah, basically the days of Lot. And there'll be violence and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And but my soul's like, no, people are good. They wouldn't do something like that, So anyway, after seeing the Rotten Tomatoes report on The Flash, and I was like, I couldn't remember why. I guess I heard so many people saying, oh, it's woke, it's this, it's that. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't see anything in it. I need to go back and look at some reviews and see why they said that. And then I was thinking also, okay, so here's the thing. I almost posted last night. Then I was like, okay, so let's see what people are saying about Sound of Freedom on the thing. And there was a lot of comments that I flipped out on. So I was like, what? One guy was like, yeah, this is a kind of movie that only Trump people like. I'm like, so you're telling me only Trump people care about kids? You're basically saying that you and all the other Democrats or whatever are okay with child trafficking. Is that what you're saying? Because I think this is insane. I wanted to see like if they didn't like the movie because of the lighting, or even I was a little bit like at the element of the whole idea of him going into that area where the gorillas are. Not monkeys, but guerrilla warfare people, whatever you want to call them, and trying to rescue the girl in there. Even I was like, okay, I don't know if anyone's brave enough to go in there and do that. So it did seem a little bit, I don't know, fictional at that point. But then again, I'm not going to say it didn't happen because and maybe it is just loosely based on, I don't know. That's the only part that I was like, my own brain was like skeptical about. Because I'm sitting there thinking, you got 6 kids at home and you're going to rescue this one kid and you might die and those 6 kids will lose their daddy. That was the thing in my brain I was thinking about. So I was wanting to see if he may say anything about that maybe, or no, it was stupid things. Like one of them was like, this is a racist propaganda. I'm like, what? What race is it against? What are you babbling about? I mean, the soul side of me is like going, my skeptical mind is just like blown away at people who are that crazy. I'm sitting here going, there's no way. They watched this film, and then a few of them I was like going, yeah, he's probably got some tiny skeletons in his closet, the reviewer of this, because there's no way those comments make any sense except through the lens that we are in the last days. And a lot of people are afraid to talk about the last days. And I don't know why, because it's not bad news if you're going up in the rapture soon. And everything I see, I'm not like, yay, the last days. Yeah, actually I am. Because I know what happens. Basically, it's an end to sin. And that would be awesome to have an end to sin. And you might be thinking, well, what about all these people that are your brothers and sisters and neighbors and stuff like that? Don't you want them to get saved? They can get saved afterwards. If I believed like I did back when I first became a Christian, I was told if you have a chance now to receive the Lord Jesus and you don't do it, then after the rapture you will not be able to. I was taught that, and I was like, well, I shouldn't witness to people because if they're ignorant now, they can get saved after the rapture. If I tell them about Jesus and they reject it, they're damned forever. So I used to think that, but it's like, no, that's not how it is. My cousin, for instance, he knows. I've taught him a lot, because we're about the same age and we grew up together. He doesn't believe now. He's a skeptic, and he'll believe after the rapture. He's gonna be like, well, everything happened like Scott said it would from the what he told me back in the day. So I mean, it just blows my mind that people would be that wicked to give a false report. But then again, like in the movie with the Flash, the good thing I liked mostly about the Flash was that it showed how people can be. They care more about just getting a job done than to get it done right, and that's very bad when you consider that you're putting innocent people behind bars, like Barry Allen's dad. And that shouldn't be a spoiler for those who haven't seen The Flash yet, because that's in the comics. That's been around for like longer than I've been alive. The origin of The Flash. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure I touch point on that. And also, I've been listening to it's not the Jack Hibbs podcast. Jan Markell had a podcast I was listening to this morning about the convergence. Jack Hibbs and a guy named the last name Reagan. And I didn't know Jack Hibbs actually got saved from Greg Laurie's. He went to a Greg Laurie concert or whatever. I know Greg Laurie is. He preaches in these big, huge auditoriums or baseball fields or whatever. And he got saved at one of those. And I'm like, wow, there's a connection there. I used to watch Greg Laurie back on TBN, back whenever we didn't have the internet, back in the 90s. I watched Greg Laurie and a few other people. He was one of the people I liked on TBN. The other ones, anyway, I'm not going to get off on a tangent there. So listen, if, I mean, let me know what you think. Did you read any of the reviews that were negative about Sound of Freedom? And do you think they're fair at all? There was a few on there that was like, the story dragged here, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like going, okay, so those are critically fine. I mean, they're giving very honest points, and they proved that they saw the movie. I don't think some of those guys even saw it. They're like the guy that said, oh, this is a movie it goes for Trump people. I'm like, you didn't watch the movie. Trump wasn't on the movie. There was nothing about Republicans or Democrats on that movie. That's insane. So Rotten Tomatoes, if a movie's bad on Rotten Tomatoes, that means it's actually good. Just to give you a heads up, because evidently everybody can evidently do a review on there, and there's a lot of crazy people out there that they listen, they monkey see, monkey do. They don't think for themselves. Please watch the movie, think for yourselves, and give me honest criticism about it. Criticism doesn't mean bad like we often think it does. Criticism means good. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of people out here today already, and it's really early. But that's okay. I'm usually not here on a Sunday. I gotta start walking back now. So y'all have a fantastic Sunday, and maybe today is the day I'll see you guys in the air, whether here or there. But hopefully I'll see you in the air. Does it make you seasick? Look, the ocean's turning. I bet if my brother was watching this, he'd be throwing up.